In this lesson, we're going to discuss combination of objects without repetition. When we say combination of objects, it refers to several ways of choosing items from a large set of objects such that their order does not matter. Ibig sabihin, pipili lang tayo ng ilan sa mga elements ng isang large set of objects wherein yung order is hindi na importante. So, isang buhatan lang o isang pilian lang. Ang usual na nakikita nating words na ginagamit dito is choose, select, group, tsaka combination. Let us consider the letters L, O, V, E and take 3 letters at a time without repeating any of the letters. First is if order is important and second if order is not important. If order is significant or important, we're going to solve using permutation. Solve natin yung permutation of 4 objects taken 3 at a time using the formula n factorial over n minus r factorial. So, substitute natin yung n, which is 4, yung r, which is 3. So, we have 4 factorial over 4 minus 3 factorial. Simplify yung 4 minus 3, magiging 1 factorial. And 1 factorial is 1. Tapos, yung 4 factorial is equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 or equal to 24. So, it means 24 arrangement ang pwede natin gawin kapag order is significant. Ito ang mga arrangement na pwede natin gawin. So, kung mapapansin, LOV, LVO, OVL, OLV, VLO, VOL ay 3 letters ang ginamit natin pero iba't ibang arrangement. Same sa second column, yung LOE, LEO, OLE, OEL, ELO, tsaka EOL. 3 letters lang din yan, pero iba't ibang arrangement. Dito naman, 3 letters din, yung OVE, pero iba't ibang arrangement. VEL, 3 letters din, pero iba-iba yung arrangement. Kaya, all in all, we have 24 arrangement kapag order is significant. Pero, pag order is not significant, we only have this, yung LOV, LOE, OVE, tsaka VAL. So, ito yung magsasabi na these numbers or these letters are combination na lang. Sila yung combinations. So, from permutation, kukunti na lang yung makukuha natin. 4 combinations na lang. So, kung mapapansin, parang nag-divide tayo ng 6 sa 24. And yung 6 na yun galing sa 3 factorial. So, yung 3 factorial or yung r factorial ang i-add natin or isasama natin sa formula ng ating combination. So, it means from the problem a while ago, ang formula na natin sa combination of n objects taken r at a time is given by this formula. We have n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. So, kung mapapansin, nadagdagan lang tayo ng r factorial sa denominator from the permutation formula. So, ito yung mag-eliminate sa mga repeated arrangement na ginawa natin sa permutation. And take note of the symbol. Ito yung magde-denote ng combination. This is combination of n objects taken r at a time. Let's try to solve this problem. How many combinations are possible from the letters S, M, I, L, E if the letters are taken one at a time? So, since we have here 5 letters and we need to take one at a time, it means we're going to solve for, of course, the combination using this formula n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. N natin will be 5 and r will be 1. So, substituting the value of n and r from this formula, we will have 5 factorial over 1 factorial times 5 minus 1 factorial. So, 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So, we have now 4 factorial here at the denominator. To simplify 5 factorial over 1 factorial times 4 factorial, we're going to expand 5 factorial until we reach 4 factorial. So that is simply 5 times 4 factorial. And then 1 factorial is equal to 1. So we only have 1 minus 4 factorial at the denominator. Next, we can now cancel 4 factorial on numerator and denominator. So it means the answer is equal to 5. So it means we are going to have 5 combinations taken one at a time from the letters SMILE. Next problem, how many combinations are possible from the letters SMILE if the letters are taken 2 at a time? So this problem is same with the problem a while ago, but this time we're going to take 2 letters at a time. So it means the value of n, or we're going to solve again for the combination, and the value of n is 5 and r will be 2 this time because we're going to take 2 at a time. So substituting with this formula, yung n natin will be 5 and r will be 2. So we have 5 factorial over 2 factorial times 5 minus 2 factorial. Simplify 5 minus 2, that is equal to 3. So we have now 5 factorial over 2 factorial times 3 factorial. And then to simplify this, we're going to expand 5 factorial until we reach 3 factorial. And then expand din natin si 2 factorial. So we have 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. Tapos yung 2 factorial magiging 2 times 1. And copy lang natin yung 3 factorial. Then, pwede na natin i-cancel ngayon si 3 factorial. And then, we can also have, divide natin yung 4 and 2. So, pag kinancel natin, may matitirang 2 sa 4 because 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So, yung final answer natin, 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So, we're going to have 10 combinations when we take 2 at a time from the letters SMILE. Next problem, how many combinations are possible from the letters SMILE if the letters are taken 5 at a time? So same problem again, but this time we're going to take 5 letters at a time. So using again the formula of the combination, yung value ng n natin will be equal to 5, and of course yung r natin is 5 kasi 5 at a time. So, substituting with this formula, yung n natin will be 5, yung r will be 5 also. So, we have 5 factorial all over 5 factorial times 5 minus 5 factorial. Then, simplify 5 minus 5, that is equal to 0. So, we have now 5 factorial over 5 factorial times 0 factorial. And remember, the value of 0 factorial is 1. So, we have now 5 factorial over 5 factorial times 1. So we can now cancel 5 factorial. It means the answer will be equal to 1. So it means we can have 1 combinations when we take 5 letters at a time from the letters SMILE. Next problem, how many different committees of 4 people can be formed from a pool of 7 people? So, it means committees. Committees means wala tayong hierarchy. So, yung 4 people na ifo-form natin from 7 people has no hierarchy or ranking. So, it means we can now use the combination. So, using the combination formula, yung value ng n natin will be 7 and ang value ng r will be 4. So, we're going to solve for 7 combination of 4 or combination of 7 people taken 4 at a time. So, substituting with the value of n and r, we have 7 factorial over 4 factorial times 7 minus 4 factorial. Simplify natin yung 7 minus 4, that is equal to 3. So, we have now 7 factorial over 4 factorial times 3 factorial. And then, para ma-simplify ito, expand natin yung 7 factorial hanggang sa 4 factorial. Bakit 4 factorial tayo mag-i-stop? Mas mataas kasi siya kaysa sa 3 factorial. So, lagi nyong i-check kung alin ang mas mataas para mas mabilis kayong mag-solve. Mai-eliminate nyo yung bigger number. So we have now 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. And then sa denominator, expand mo lang si 3 factorial, that is 3 times 2 times 1, and copy lang si 4 factorial. Then we can now cancel yung 4 factorial sa numerator and denominator. Then as you can see, we have here 3 times 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. So we can now cancel 6 sa numerator, tsaka yung 3 and 2 at the same time. Then, may matitira tayong 7 times 5. So, it means yung answer natin is 35. So, 35 groups na possible ang pwede nating ma-form from 7 people. Next problem. In how many ways can 2 singers and 3 dancers be chosen to make a team if there are 7 singers and 9 dancers who are qualified? So, dito, sa problem na to, magpo-form tayo ng groups. Ang group is composed of 2 singer at saka 3 dancer. So, take note of the word and. So, it means yung 2 singer tsaka 3 dancer belong to one group. Kaya, and yung ginamit niya. And then, we're going to pick 2 singers from 7 singers. Then, we're going to pick also 3 dancers from 9 dancers. So, it means we're going to use for the combination formula because yung singers and dancers ay wala naman yung ranking. Pero take note, parang dalawang combination ang gagamitin natin dito kasi we're going to choose 2 singers from 7 singers and then another combination is 3 dancers from 9 dancers. So, sa 2 singers and 7 singers, we're going to solve for 7 combination of 2. Sa 3 dancers from 9 dancers, we're going to solve for 9 combination of 3. Gagamitin natin yung multiplication because of the word and kasi nga they belong to one group. So, pag belong sila sa one group, ang gagawin natin, i-multiply natin yung dalawang combination na dapat nating isolve. So, to solve for this, syempre, i-substitute natin yung formula. Una, sa 7 combination of 2, yung n natin will be 7 and r will be 2. So, we have 7 factorial over 2 factorial times 7 minus 2 factorial. Sa 9 combination of 3 naman, ang n natin is 9, ang r natin is 3. So, we have 9 factorial over 3 factorial times 9 minus 3 factorial. Then, simplify natin tong dalawang expression natin. So, 7 minus 2, that is equal to 5. Then, 9 minus 3, that is equal to 6. So, we have now this. 7 factorial over 2 factorial times 5 factorial times 9 factorial over 3 factorial times 6 factorial. Since multiplication naman yan, pwede na natin i-combine yung numerator tsaka yung denominator, i-times na lang natin. Pero pwede na tayo mag-expand 7 factorial hanggang 5 factorial, tas yung 9 factorial hanggang 6 factorial. So, we have now 7 times 6 times 5 factorial, tapos 2 times 1 times 5 factorial. Dito naman, we have 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial, over 3 times 2 times 1, in-expand lang natin tong 3 factorial and copy yung 6 factorial. Then, we can now have the cancellation. Of course, yung mga same factorial, pwede na i-cancel agad yan. So, 5 factorial, tsaka 5 factorial, cancel na natin. Then, next, yung 6 factorial, tsaka 6 factorial. Another na pwede natin i-cancel is yung 6, tsaka 3 times 2 here. Ayan, 3 times 2 is 6. So, pwede na i-cancel yung 6 sa numerator. Then, next, yung 2 at saka 8. So, 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So, may matitira pang 4. And then, since wala nang natira sa denominator, we can now multiply the remaining numbers sa numerator. So, we have 7 times 9 times 4 times 7 is equal to 1,764 ways tayo pwedeng mamili ng kinakailangan nating singers at saka dancers. Next problem, how many different amounts of money can be made from a 20 peso bill, 50 peso bill, and 100 peso bill, and 1,000 peso bill? So, ibig sabihin, gagawa lang tayo ng combination of money. Una, tigi-isang pera muna, or tigi-isang peso bill muna. Sunod, tigda-dalawang peso bill. Sunod, tigda-tatlo. At sunod, tiga-apat na peso bill. So, it means, magsusolve tayo ng apat na combination. Una, we're going to solve for 4 combination of 1. Ito yung gagamitin natin kapag isang peso bill lang ang kailangan natin. Plus, 4 combination of 2, ito naman yung mga combination na tig-2 peso bill ang kailangan natin. Plus, yung 4 combination of 3, dito naman kapag 3 peso bill ang ginamit natin. And yung last is 4 combination of 4 kapag 4 peso bill na ang ginamit natin para makapag-create ng certain amount of money. So, isosolve natin itong apat na combination na to. Then, we're going to add those. So, simulan natin sa 4 combination of 1. We have n is 4, r is 1, so 4 factorial over 1 factorial times 4 minus 1 factorial. So, 4 combination of 2 naman, yung n natin is 4, ang r natin is 2, so 4 factorial over 2 factorial times 4 minus 2 factorial. Plus, sa 4 combination of 3 naman, ang n natin is 4, ang r natin is 3, so 4 factorial over 3 factorial times 4 minus 3 factorial. And sa 4 combination of 4, ang n and r is the same 4, so we have 4 factorial over 4 factorial times 4 minus 4 factorial. So, simplify lang natin tong 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. 4 minus 2, that is equal to 2. 4 minus 3, that is equal to 1. Then, 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. So, simplify natin itong 4 factorial over 1 factorial times 3 factorial. Expand lang natin yung 4 factorial hanggang 3 factorial. So, we have 4 times 3 factorial. Then, dito naman, expand natin yung 4 factorial hanggang 2 factorial. So, we have 4 times 3 times 2 factorial. Expand lang natin yung isang 2 factorial, 2 times 1. And then, sa 4 factorial over 3 factorial times 1 factorial, expand lang natin yung 4 factorial hanggang 3 factorial. So, we have 4 times 3 factorial over 3 factorial times 1. Dito naman, 0 factorial is equal to 1. So, we have 4 factorial over 4 factorial times 1. Then, pwede na tayong mag-eliminate or mag-cancel. So, pwede na nating ma-cancel yung 3 factorial dito. Same dito sa 2 factorial. Pwede na rin ma-eliminate yan. Then, 3 factorial also here. Then, dito naman is yung 4 factorial. Tapos, pwede pa tayong mag-cancel dito sa 4 over 2. So, 4 divided by 2, pwede i-cancel yan. Pero sa 4, may matitirang 2 dito. And then, what else? So, it means, pwede na tayong mag-solve. We can now simplify 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4. Tapos, 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Then, since 4 na lang to, 4 divided by 1 is 4. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. So, add na lang natin tong mga na-solve nating number. 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 15. So, it means 15 combinations ang pwede nating gamitin or gawin.